Nicholas Alexandrides, thank you for $5 Australian. In Blue Jay, there's an option, brake on stop, and another option, maximum braking strength. Please explain what these options do and when to use them. Brake on stop stops the prop from freewheeling after the motor stops. Here's the intent for brake on stop. Brake on stop is intended for gliders. Gliders, what'll happen is that you have a powered glider. It'll have a motor. It'll fly itself up to altitude, and then the motor will turn off, and the glider pilot will thermal and soar. And then if they start getting a little low altitude, or they fall out of their thermal or whatever, or they just want to get some more altitude, they'll crank the motor back up again, and they'll climb, and they'll fly wherever they need to be. A prop that is not spinning creates a huge amount of drag. Okay? So what they'll do is they'll use folding props. The prop will collapse back down and fold, and then when it spins, it'll open back up again. But the problem is that while the glider is flying, the airstream will keep the motor spinning and dragging. It's what's called freewheeling. So brake on stop means that when the throttle goes to zero, the ESC will drag on the motor to keep it from freewheeling and allow the prop to collapse. There is no application whatsoever for doing this with a quadcopter. There is none. A quadcopter's motors should never stop in flight. Well, they should only stop when you disarm. And at that point, if you are in the middle, if let's say you're in midair and you accidentally hit the disarm switch, well, guess what? You would rather the motors keep freewheeling so that when you quickly rearm again, they're still going and they kind of start back up again. William NS says, I use brake on stop to brake fewer props while landing. No disrespect intended, William NS. Just learn how to land better. If you're braking props while landing, I don't know, what are you landing on, dude? Just get better. Be better. Sorry. So if you are an FPV pilot and you have brake on stop turned on, if you're a drone pilot, turn it off. There's no reason for you to turn it on. Absolutely not. Oh, on wings. On wings. Not on... Sorry. I forgot that every aircraft is not a multi-rotor. Brake on stop could be a good idea if you're landing... Well, but how do you know if the prop is going to stop, in a way that'll hit the ground or not? I don't know. And then maximum braking strength... I'm not 100% sure, but I assume that the other place where braking comes into play is, let's say we're spinning the motor at 75% throttle and suddenly the motor needs to slow down. Well, just letting friction let it slow down, it'll slow down too slowly. And air drag will slow it down too slowly. So the ESC can use its ability to drag and brake the motor to cause the motor to slow down. We're not trying to stop it, we're just trying to slow it down quicker. It's the same mechanism, but it's a different application. And braking strength is massively important to good air handling of a quadcopter. Back before ESCs had braking, quadcopters flew like shit. And good braking is one of the major developments in ESC technology that lets quadcopters fly better, because the motor can slow down not as quickly as it speeds up, but more quickly. So... the difference is that braking, I don't know why you wouldn't want maximum braking strength. If it's an option, presumably there's a reason you might not want it. I don't know what that reason would be, though.